Although a lot of you guys, and myself included, play SCP-3008 like it's a sandbox game, at the core, the game is a survival game. So when it comes to survival, food in the game is important. That's why in this video, I'm going to be giving you guys like my own little food guide in 3008. We're going to be going over the different locations to find food, what kind of food spawns there, and then just looking at the stats of different foods. And by the end of this video, you will be absolute pros in terms of finding food in the infinite Ikea. You'll never have to look for another guide again. So first things first, if you want to find food, you gotta know where different foods spawn. There's mainly a few different locations for various foods, and these locations are the cafeteria, the kitchen, the snack shop, the play plot, the checkered kitchen, and the modern kitchen. You can also technically find food in the form of chocolate bars in the floating house, but that's not something we're going to be getting into in today's video. It's just not really important as it's like really hard to find. Now, there are a few things that we have to go over about food before going into the locations, and the main one is that all food respawns every Monday and Friday. For example, if the in-game day is Thursday and you take a bunch of food and the next day is Friday, the food will probably respawn and you can go back and get more. Another really nice thing about food in 3008 is that you can put it into your inventory and store a ton of it. Usually a lot of new players carry food like furniture, they only carry one at a time, but it is possible to put food into your inventory, guys, so definitely use that to your advantage, carry a lot of food, and you can also actually take that food and drop it out of your inventory into your base just so that your inventory isn't full the whole time. I recommend putting it into something like a tub. That's what a lot of players use for storage, but you can totally create anything you want. Now, diving deeper into the locations, the first one we're going to take a look at is the cafeteria. Not only is the cafeteria the largest food plot in size, but it's also just the most important. Because of that large size, there's tons of food in the cafeteria, so it's super useful for a large amount of players. A lot of people rush to get like a variety of food. For most of the smaller food plots, there's just a small selection of food. A lot of these plots cannot compare to the behemoth cafeteria. The cool thing about cafeterias is that medkits can also spawn there, so it's not only the pharmacy plot that you need to find medkits at. And I used to recommend building a cafeteria base, but the thing about a cafeteria base is that everybody knows what a cafeteria will look like, so people will break into your base to try to like steal food. And we're gonna get into base building on different food plots later, but for now, you guys gotta know what food spawns in the cafeteria. So the different foods are pizzas, beans, meatballs, apples, lemons, burgers, bananas, hot dogs, donuts, chips, Bloxy sodas, 2-liter Dr. Bob's, and water. Honestly, that is quite the selection. The cafeteria has pretty much every food in the game. The only thing you can't find in the cafeteria are the small Dr. Bob's soda cans, the cookies, the fish crackers, chocolate, and ice cream. By the way, if you got this far in the video, go comment food down below as well as like the video. It would really help out a lot. Now, out of all the food that you can find in the cafeteria, you're probably wondering what could be the best one, and a lot of people do like to say meatballs. Meatballs actually give you about 25 hunger towards filling up your bar and then about 6 plus energy. And meatballs may be the most popular food in 3008, but there are tons of different foods that can actually outcompete them in terms of energy, and that would be the sodas. The Bloxy soda cans that you can find in the cafeteria actually do give you less hunger. They give you 20 instead of 25 with the meatballs, but they actually give you 17 plus energy into your energy bar, which is an absolute steal. They are really easy to store, they're a very small food, and they help you out in a really good way. Energy and hunger is always helpful, especially with that amount. Now, some food in the game does actually help in terms of your health. Stuff like apples, lemons, and bananas make your health go up by 4 to 5 points. But the kind of bad thing about them is that they only make your hunger go up by 10 to 14 points, and then energy only by like 6+ points. So the right time to actually use these fruits is when you're escaping from an employee. Just like quickly pop one in case you need some quick health or something. Fruits are still super useful in the game. They fill up your health, even if it doesn't fill up your energy and hunger at large amounts. It's still a nice combo. Now, going over other plots, the regular kitchen plot with the microwaves is said to have pizza, but if you're looking for a good plot with pizza, I would recommend that one plot with the pizza box itself. I usually call that plot the rock painting plot. That's where you can find that painting, and the nice thing about it is that near those pizza boxes you can find fish crackers, or if you're normal you call them goldfish. The snack shop is another really good plot just because you can find ice cream and Dr. Bob soda cans there, which are really helpful. They're just like the Bloxy sodas. And the snack shop base is genuinely really helpful for building a base at, just because there's so many materials and food spawns there. It's usually not as big and not as well known like the cafeterias, so you won't have too many like noobs run in looking for food. Now, maybe you're not a fan of either. Maybe you like the mini classic kitchen or the checkered kitchen. In those kitchens, you can find stuff like hot dogs and lemons, which are pretty cool. And a lot of people like to say that this is the nicest looking 3008 plot. The modern kitchen is actually kind of useless just because it only has one type of food. And sadly, the only thing that spawns in the modern kitchen is cookies. I know it's not fun, it's not the best. Cookies are kind of useless. They can be fun, but yeah, the modern kitchen doesn't have much. Now, I did say the snack shop was really good for building a base, and the cafeteria itself was really bad, but you guys truly have to understand why. Everybody in the game needs food. There's like 13 other players other than yourself who are out there trying to survive. So if you're trying to build a base, stuff like the snack shop are really easy to cover in walls just so that people won't know it's like a food plot. But it's a totally different story with the cafeteria. It's really easy to see from afar, as mentioned before, but it's also incredibly hard to cover it. Like, it would probably take you at least 2 hours to cover the whole entire cafeteria if you're looking for materials, and if you're looking for one type of material like pallets, it's probably going to take even longer. The smaller the plot, the harder it is for people to understand. Most people don't know about the snack shop, don't know about the rock painting with the pizza box, so just try to be sneaky and you will be fine. And the last tip I truly have is do not eat beans. They take your health away. Don't eat beans, guys. But yeah, that's really it.